Hello, everybody. One Piece has been on hiatus for a second, and there's a lot of theories floating around, especially about Xebec. And I want to talk about it, so let's talk about it. There's a lot of congruent things that point to something. I think people are starting to hit the mark. There's a theory around that Xebec is Luffy's grandfather, or some sort of thing of Blackbeard's father, or maybe even Shanks's father, or blah 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 blah, Garp's son-in-law. I have a theory that might tie all of those together, and it still works on a coherent level. Hear me out. I think that Rox D. Xebec is Luffy's actual father, Dragon. Now, hear me out. You might be saying, how is this possible? How is this all connect? And how could that even be? But here's the bigger bombshell. Not only do I think he's Luffy's father, Dragon, I also think Blackbeard is Luffy's half-brother, also from Dragon. Now, hear me out, because if you follow me in this video, a lot of these things connect and they are congruent on a very meticulous level, where all these pieces of this puzzle all lead back to one thing, and that is Dragon being Rox D. Xebec. Now, with every good mystery, there are clues, and these clues might, be a little bit faint or, in the passing, but they are there. Who Rox D. Xebec is a mystery, but Oda has left clues in the story as to who that would be. Now, one thing that's always nagged at me a little bit was Roger's execution. In both clips, there's two different clips of Roger's execution, and in both of them, the only people that were there were new upstart pirates, Smoker, who was going to be an upstart marine, and his remaining crew. The only person there who wasn't a pirate or a marine, who had nothing to do with the One Piece, is Dragon. Now, I always wondered, why is Dragon at Roger's execution? What does Roger and Dragon have to do with each other? Because Dragon doesn't want the One Piece. Dragon has never wanted the One Piece. I mean, we don't know what he wants, but we know it's not the One Piece. It's never been stated, and neither does any of his followers. Most of his followers just want the world government to fall. They don't want the One Piece. Nobody who follows him has any interest whatsoever at the One Piece entirely. So why is Dragon at Roger's execution? Well, that might lead to say that they have a history. Now, what history could they possibly have? Was Dragon a former Marine who fought against him at God Valley? Who fought with them at God Valley? Not likely. Not likely. And I'll tell you why it's not likely. Okay, and before I continue with this theory, I want you guys to know I split this up into 4 parts. It's the who, why, how, and where is the story going with this. Now, the who for Xebec is, obviously, in my opinion, Xebec is Dragon. Now, the why I think Xebec isn't a former Marine, like Dragon isn't a former Marine, which is one of the leading theories on the Dragon backstory. I don't think Dragon was a former Marine because of the people that follow him. I don't see this many groups of dangerous people so against the world government that they will follow someone who previously worked for the world government. I just don't see it. But I also see the Revolutionary Army as a better Rox Pirates. If you look at the Rox Pirates and you look at the Revolutionary Army, there's a clear difference. The Rox Pirates actually mirror the Revolutionary Army to a degree. It was a group of people all wanting one singular thing, but for different reasons. So it's kind of like, Kaido might have wanted glory, Big Mom might have wanted artifacts or whatever. They all wanted, to take on the government, but for different reasons. They weren't really a connected group. You look at the Revolutionary Army and they're like family. They're like a team. it's more unity and it's more solidarity, and it looks like something that could have only came out of trial and error. Somebody tried this before and it didn't work, so he tried again to take on the world government, and it did. Now, whether or not Rox D. Xebec actually did want to be king of the world is, still, in my opinion, up to speculation, because we're getting that from the government, and the government in One Piece lies notoriously. So what they really wanted, what Rox really wanted, is still up in the air. But we do know the way he was trying to go about it was incorrect. He had the right mind, he had the right team with him, but they just weren't a unit. It was just held together with fear. The revolutionary Dragon's revolutionary group is held together with respect. And it completely mirrors the Rox Pirates to this up degree. Now, why do I bring up the Revolutionary Army mirroring the Rox Pirates? And that's to show that Dragon, as we know, is a very devout person. Like, he cares so much about this that he puts it over raising Luffy. Like, that's how much he cares about the Revolutionary Army, or whatever his goal is with them. He puts it over his responsibility as a father. So that's not to be underlooked. Now, here's the how. My theory is, when Rox was forming his pirates, he had Jewelry Bonnie also as a crewmate. And possibly Crocodile. This could tie into the Luffy's mom is Crocodile, whatever. But it doesn't really matter. But I do think Jewelry Bonnie was on that ship. And Jewelry Bonnie, at the fall of Rox, reversed his age to make him younger and herself younger. We don't know Jewelry Bonnie's age, honestly. In fact, if you Google Jewelry Bonnie's age on Google, the first thing that comes up, it says Bonnie's age, which has now been confirmed, is 24 years old. But Oda was still not convinced of that because of her devil fruit ability. Now, Oda could have just said, yeah, she's 24, blase, blase. But I think he personally left this a bit vague and ambiguous because this theory does make sense. It makes sense that if Jewelry Bonnie was alive during that Rox era, she would have been on the Rox Pirates. Now, you might just thinking, okay, I'm pulling this out just so I could, de-age Xebec into Dragon. Okay, sure. There's just one little thing contradicting that fact. Jewelry Bonnie is connected to Kuma. Kuma is connected to Dragon. Now, you might just say, oh, okay, that's just a random coincidence that this woman is connected to the man who's also connected to the leader of the Revolutionary Army. What a coincidence. Is it also a coincidence that on the One Piece wiki, it states that Bartholomew Kuma used to be the king of an island in the South Blue known as Sorbet Kingdom? Also, on the One Piece Wikipedia page, it states that Jewelry Bonnie is also from the South Blue. Is that enough to connect them? Sure. Also, not to mention, 2 of the other revolutionary members also came from the South Blue. So, just in case you still think this is all a coincidence, it's right there. But you don't find it a little bit weird that someone who was the king of an island decided to defect to a revolutionary army and then defect to the world government as a warlord, and then have this person follow him all the way to Mary Joas to rescue him? Even the Revolutionary Army was coming to rescue him, and Jewelry Bonnie did it by herself. You don't find that a little weird that the connection can be that strong? and not have any connection to his business in the Revolutionary Army, aka any business with Dragon. I don't think you guys can overlook that connection. Those dots connect. If you actually look at the pieces on the board of One Piece, all the pieces left, every major player in One Piece is either connected to, in the past, connected to Roger or Rocks. Every last piece on this board, every last major player, major unknown player in this game of One Piece, to find the One Piece, is either connected to Rocks or Roger. And everyone left in some way, shape, or form is now connected to Dragon. Now, is any of this in any way speculation? Yes, because I don't know what happened to God Valley. Even if Juribani did make Rocks a younger person, it doesn't explain how he got off God Valley. And once we get more information on God Valley, we can make another video about that. But all of this just connects too much. What I'm doing is I'm taking all the theories out there on Rocks v. Xebec and I'm combining them. One of the most prominent ones is that Blackbeard is the son of Xebec. Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that Blackbeard is the son of the Xebec. And I also can still believe that Xebec is also Luffy's father. I also can believe that Dragon had a son while he was Xebec and also had a son when he became Dragon. The sort of night and day. Blackbeard representing the night and Luffy being the sun god, representing the day. Blackbeard's literal devil fruit is dark. So they are polar opposites of each other. You can see that in their friends. See that in a lot of the way they go about moving into power in the One Piece world. In fact, it's very poetic, actually, that Luffy's biggest bad would be his half-brother, given that Blackbeard, being his half-brother, fought Ace, who is his sort of adopted brother. And it's very poetic in a sense, too. And also, you can see in Blackbeard's actions how they reflect a younger, immature Dragon while he was Xebec. He forms this powerful crew based on people who all want their own goals and everything like that, held together basically, out of fear. No one really respects Blackbeard, I think. I don't really feel like his crew actually loves him or, would die for him like Zoro, Sanji, or, Jinbei would for Luffy. I see it as those people all want power and they'll, work with him to get it. That's how Blackbeard moves, and that was also how Xebec moves. Now, if you look at how Dragon moves, he formed his own group based on respect, and that's also a reflection of how Luffy moves. It's more on a philosophical standpoint, how Blackbeard literally walks in Xebec's footsteps, and Luffy sort of mimics what Dragon is now. Sort of a symbol, an icon that goes against the government, but believes in the freedom of people. Xebec didn't mind using terror and fear to get what he wanted. Neither does Blackbeard. It's also a really good, parallel to have these two sides of the same coin be half brothers. It just makes too much sense. One last thing I want to point out. As I've stated, all the last pieces on the board sort of point to Xebec and therefore Dragon. They just all point towards some history with this person. Even to the point where, again, as I stated, I'm combining all the theories into one. Crocodile. The leading theory behind Crocodile is that he's Luffy's mom. We've heard this 100 times. But he is connected to Ivankov, who's also connected to Dragon. Just to point out, all these pieces point back to Dragon. And all those pieces also point and mirror the actions of Xebec and how Blackbeard and Luffy act today. It's all led back to Dragon. All of it. Every theory that is taking prominence, Blackbeard being the son of Xebec, Luffy being the son of Crocodile, you know, all of it, even those people, all of those people are connected to someone who is connected to Dragon. It all lines up. I'm willing to bet money on this theory, for real, that in some way, shape, or form, not only, this is a two-part theory, not only is Dragon Xebec, but Luffy and Blackbeard are half siblings, two sides of a coin. That's my theory, y'all. Let me know in the comments. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe for the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Let me know if you agree.